You desire to soften, to melt, to be fully open, to receive, to allow a beautiful, loving man into your life. And not because you're wanting to be perfect or polished, but your desire is to receive from the place of full aliveness and radiance and being fully unapologetic in your femininity. And you want him to see this side of you, this passionate, erotic, sensual, beautiful woman, without you feeling like you are losing that ambitious side to yourself. You already know how to lead, how to hold space, how to create beautiful projects, whether that's for yourself, for your work, for your clients. But now you're ready to bring in that same magic into your relationships, into your sex, into your body, into your pleasure, your bedroom, and to honestly stop performing and to start feeling, to start wearing that gorgeous floral dress or silk dress just because it turns you on. You're so ready to fill up your space with beautiful flowers, to dance naked in front of the mirror, just because it feels good for you. And you know this is what makes you feel alive. That wild, erotic woman is here and ready. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. How to awaken your 5 Aphrodite or Venus of Love codes. Aphrodite, she's not a myth or just a name. She is the embodiment of desire, beauty, pleasure, magnetism, and she lives in every single one of us, regardless of where you are in your life, if you're single, if you're a mother, if you're in a relationship, whatever it is, she's calling you, and she will be the mirror to help you remember that this is actually you. So today we'll reconnect to that energy and awaken the codes that make you really irresistible and alive and magnetic. And what you might notice as well as we dive into these codes, that there are some that you haven't fully tapped into. Maybe there is one in there that you're like, yeah, I've got this down. But then there are some other ones that you maybe haven't even thought of. Maybe there is a deep desire to step into this energy and to fully embody. Maybe you know deep down that this is the key to helping you feel more radiant and alive and magnetic. And before we dive into these codes, we do need to explore, go somewhere that's sacred. And that is your womb. And not just your physical womb, your cosmic, energetic womb. She's the seat of your intuition. She's like your cauldron, your honeypot, I like to call her in my sessions. She holds your elixir, this delicious, thick honey that is your life force, carrying your desires, your erotic aliveness. And when you come to this place, this is where your feminine pulse begins. Creativity starts to spark, radiance starts to shine through you. This is where Aphrodite, her energy lives. And if you even think about, if you've seen the Aphrodite image, she's rising from that seashell. I like to see that moment as like her rebirth through the cosmic womb, formed directly in the eyes of the divine. So she carries these pure frequencies of life, from life, of the universe, of beauty, pleasure, sensuality, sexuality, erotic, innocence, love, abundance. That's what we're exploring today. And it's so important because most of us, well, we've disconnected from these parts of ourselves. Maybe you were told that your desires are too much, you love too much, that your sensuality makes others feel uncomfortable, or it will get the wrong attention. Maybe your erotic innocence, that curiosity was shamed, silenced, controlled from a very young girl. Maybe your beauty felt like something that you had to dim, chase, keep changing in order to fit into beauty standards. And so you've tucked, these beautiful frequencies away. You've tucked these parts of you away to be accepted, to feel safe, to be seen, to survive in our society. And yeah, maybe those parts of you have buried. They're still there, but perhaps they were labeled as too wild, too much, too sexual, too emotional. When we tap into the womb, we realize there's nothing to fear or shame. In fact, we're asked to continue to really come home with more love. Whenever you feel resistance or the fear show up, I shouldn't be feeling like this, I shouldn't be too much or too wild, that's really the doorway opening, Aphrodite opening the door for you to your pleasure, really, your erotic innocence, your sensuality, your feminine hunger, your sacred beauty. And when you really listen to that or you activate them, you begin, something shifts within you. The Aphrodite codes awaken, and then the way you have sex changes. The way you feel about your sexuality changes. The way you feel about your body changes. You become more irresistible without trying. You receive. It's like you start to see these beautiful conscious men. You call them in. You have more passion in your relationships. You want to be more turned on. You allow him to turn you on. You enjoy sex more and you feel more confident. You flow with your energies. Your man will feel this and he will want to be part of this new language with you, this field of love that Aphrodite offers us. And so I'll show you right now what each one looks like and feels like inside each of us. That's real, embodied, beautifully awakened to life. So let's dive into the first code of Aphrodite, and it is the language of aliveness that comes from the code of pleasure and sensuality, or sensual pleasure, we can even say. Now, I love to speak about pleasure and sensuality on this channel. So really go and look at a lot of those other videos that I've already done. For many of us, pleasure has been framed as indulgent, maybe even selfish, maybe wrong. The truth is, pleasure is your aliveness. So I feel like we should try and be more selfish with our pleasure, because she's like this pulse of your feminine energy, the current, like a beautiful sensual current, and it reminds you of love. It reminds you that, yes, I'm alive. Yes, I'm worthy. Yes, I'm here. I deserve this. I deserve to feel so delicious and so good. I deserve to slow down. I'm going to savor my chocolate here, not rush through my lunch, not rush through my coffee, and not push myself to the extreme where then you are given no other option other than to slow down. No. This way of living becomes your norm. Sex becomes nourishing for you, not just an act. It's delicious. It's rejuvenating for your body. And so that pleasure is this spark inside of you where your life force whispers like, yeah, yum, this is so delicious. I want more of this. And men will feel it. The men that you decide to call in, they're drawn to this beautiful pulse. It's so magnetic, it's so seductive. So when a woman knows how to really be in her pleasure, with no outcome. She doesn't need to do anything to be desired. Your pleasure just becomes this, it's this force, this moving force within you that tells the world, yeah, I'm alive, I'm here, I'm open, and I love my body, I love who I am. I'm here enjoying that, and I'm present with it. And that's where your sensuality is born, because sensuality is the expression of your pleasure. They weave together. It's how your inner aliveness moves through your body. And as you know, I've spoken about this in my last video, that sensuality isn't about performing or being provocative. It's about inhabiting your body fully. So the more you tap into your sensuality, the more you enjoy pleasure. The more you allow pleasure into your life, the more sensual you become. So it's just like this beautiful dance with both. But then I also want to mention that sometimes sensuality isn't about pleasure and what feels good either. It's about being present to whatever it is here, alive. Whether that's tension, holding, tightness, pain, numbness, that's also you being sensual, experiencing sensuality. It's just because you're dropped in, you're aware. And the more that you practice this is why I bring in pleasure practices into my practice with women, is because you practice living inside your senses. That's how you become more irresistible. That's how you become more attuned to what feels good, attuned to your body's signals, what she's trying to say. Slow down here. Let's linger here. Let's savor this even more. It just becomes this beautiful dance with life and love as well, the pulse of life. And so being in this experience of sensuality and pleasure, just the more you practice it, the more you become alive, the more you walk into a room with more openness, right? Ready to receive. It's like your body does the speaking. You don't need to force or prove anything to anyone. And you draw in a man if you're on a date, or you become more passionate in your sex. You want to explore sex in a playful way. So your pleasure is the spark and your sensuality is the flame, right? Together they are the essence of your magnetic feminine power. And so maybe that's a code that you would love to explore and continue practicing. That's the thing. It invites you to practice this kind of way of being in order to really upgrade your womanhood. It doesn't just happen in one practice. So maybe that's something that resonates with you. Let us know in the comments. And the second code is the code of sexuality, an erotic innocence or erotic power. As I was reflecting on these, I had them separate, but then I decided to bring them together. It felt right. Because, well, in essence, they are the same. The erotic force, your sexual energy within you. The sexuality is, in essence, your code of erotic power, your innocence. You directly connected to the erotica, your divine self, your primal self. So sexuality is your raw, magnetic life force, the pulse that lives in your body, lives in everything alive. It's the rhythm of your desires, your inner fire. It's what makes you happen. It's what creates your projects, your art, your content. If you work with clients, you know, the beautiful transmissions you give to your clients, your visions in your life, your goals even, all of this. Imagine when you're connected to your sexual energy and erotic power, these just amplify They become even more elevated. So when you're connected to your sexuality in a sacred, loving way and know how to harness that in your body, you awaken the current within you. And it will activate, like turn on a switch. And so your sexual energy is like this creative energy, how you make beauty happen, how you make abundance happen, how love becomes tangible when it's anchored in innocence, this erotic innocence. Then your desires come to play. They form, they come to life. It's your unshamed, curious, untamed energy, wild energy, the part of you that laughs, moves her body. You're free in your body. You're not afraid to be expressed in your body. Express your emotions. Walking barefoot on the grass, laying in the sun, moaning in sex, letting your body move fully in sex. Yeah, just really being in the body, flirting with your partner, just being in that space of play and curiosity. So a woman who really embodies her sexuality, her erotic innocence is irresistible. Not because she's trying to be, but because she's fully herself. She's learned how to love. Yeah, love herself, love her experience, love her situation unconditionally, love her body unconditionally. And then she's confident in her desires, what she wants, what she needs in a relationship. She's not afraid to express her desires in sex. Yeah, touch me like this, kiss me here, a little bit harder, touch my inner thighs, tickle me here. So you're letting pleasure move through you as love, as play. Let me know if that lands with you. Is this something that you desire to harness more of? Now, the third code is beauty, radiance from within. Beauty isn't about makeup or outfits. I feel like they can definitely alter our experience with beauty. I love dressing up. I love wearing certain things and wearing makeup, but the experience of it isn't, or the intention behind it isn't for attention, right? Or to make me feel more beautiful from a needy place. So Aphrodite, she really does embody this frequency of sacred beauty, a vibration. It's a vibration that radiates from self-love, embodiment. I mean, look at the roses behind me. To me, they vibrate beauty, natural beauty, vibrancy, radiance without trying. It's like she's been given this beautiful signature blueprint and she's owning it. She's taking the stage, right? Not to compete with anyone or compare herself with anyone. She just is. So I believe that the more that we practice coming to love our sexuality and our pleasure, the more that we embody this life force of radiance, this vibrancy of radiance, it's inevitable. It just happens naturally and effortlessly. So by inviting in pleasure into your daily life, what happens is, so let's say you're giving yourself some beautiful touch, you're caressing yourself. What normally happens is you might look in the mirror after and realize there is this beautiful glow coming from your face. I see it all the time with my clients. There is this glow that radiates from her face, from her body, after a session of just being deeply immersed in her own erotica, her pleasure. and she's surrendered in that. There is also this new desire to go out and buy new outfits and clothes, because not because you want to try and be more sexy, but something shifts in women that I've noticed is that it is tied in with this desire to be more tapped into sacred beauty in a way that feels aligned to her heart, and the woman that she is choosing to be and seeing herself as now, right? So the more that you practice pleasure, the more your energy shifts. And so your posture changes, the way you speak changes. And so beauty then wants to show up differently as well. You will notice yourself wanting to wear different colors, maybe more vibrant colors, maybe jewelry, maybe you've never worn jewelry, maybe you've never worn lipstick before, just these little things. You might notice that you want to wear lighter clothes. Just something shifts within your energy that your outer beauty starts to shift and upgrade as well in the process. And so the reason why I say we need to bring in pleasure practices is because that is the real tangible embodiment piece, to rewire the nervous system, to know that this is your new truth, that I am beautiful, I am magnetic, I am me. And you're not just saying it, just repeating affirmations, which can only get you so far. You truly embody this new truth. So that's why pleasure really weaves in with all of these. It is the thread of love, with all of these codes. It brings them all together. So beauty is magnetic because it communicates you as a woman, like your unique fragrance in the world. It communicates self-respect. And it's the energy that men feel, whether you're in a relationship or you're calling in a conscious man, but it's the high value man, the high value masculine within the man will see this and be so drawn to this natural radiance of beauty that you emit, because you've stepped into this new sense of this is who I am, rather than look at me, this is what I'm wearing. No, your whole identity becomes the embodiment of beauty. And so we have the fourth code, which is love and devotion. This is heart energy in action, where love starts inside and then devotion begins with honoring yourself. Again, you can see how all of these weave and overlap, right? So love and devotion go hand in hand. We can only really love ourselves as deeply as we allow ourselves to honor ourselves, in the way that you honor yourself first, in how you choose yourself, how you choose your boundaries, how you allow yourself to be sexual, sensual, how you make pleasure a priority, how you allow yourself to be vulnerable, to hold emotions. It's choosing yourself before you overexert yourself through pleasing others, saying yes, maybe when your energy is saying no, when you say yes to sex, when your yoni is saying no, right? So the way that we step into this code of devotion and love is by, I always say, start by loving your sexuality and your naked body. That's a beautiful place to start. Expanding the energy of your heart. You can do that through practices, energy practices. And yeah, just dropping into the heart, practicing, dropping in from the mind, seeing yourself, seeing your body, seeing your sex, your wild nature as something to love and bow down to as the expression of the goddess. The more that you embody love, the more you open, right? You open your heart, but you also know how to be strong in your standards as well. So you mirror the energy that you want to receive. Your presence naturally invites in trust and connection because you've built that within yourself. You've allowed yourself to soften the hardness, to give yourself compassion, forgiveness, all these really important pieces. This is so sexy. A woman who's really connected to love and sees, I'm not here for love and light and fluffy, but love really is your innocence, your essence. And love is here to also honor the darkness, the pain that you're going through, the shame, the sexual trauma, the numbness, the feelings of I'm not good enough. Love is what heals. And so I'm all about that. Let me know if that's something as well that you're like, yeah, I feel really drawn to that code myself. And now we'll dive into the last Aphrodite code, abundance, the flow of receiving. Abundance is the feminine art of allowing, receiving without guilt. I think that's a really big one for us women, is that it's so easy for us to give, and I'm not opposed to giving, but then we find it, or we feel guilty to receive, like we have to match that with another action or something. I mean, even think about compliments. If someone is complimenting us, a lot of us naturally want to give an excuse, or we give a reason as to why we might look good or something. It's like there is this push away, but the feminine asks you to open and receive without guilt, not take, but receive. There is a different energy behind it. And so we are asked to trust ourselves, trust, by listening to your heart, listening to your vagina, which a lot of us are not doing, opening to your womb's energy. That's where we call in opportunities, allowing compliments in without brushing them off, accepting pleasure, not as guilty, no more guilty pleasures. Because abundance is trusting that the world is here to give you what you desire, and knowing that your energy will attract with how you really feel about yourself, how you allow yourself to fully open and trust. A woman in abundance is magnetic because she radiates ease, but also confidence and edginess and trust in life. She knows how to flow, let go, and signaling to others like, I'm already whole and complete. And that energy naturally draws in love towards you, sensual wealth towards you. You become abundant. You realize you are abundant, I should say, not become. You realize you are abundant, that you have everything, and yet there is always more, right? And if you ever forget, abundance is all around you. And our greatest teacher of abundance is our mother. She's always signaling to you there is always more wealth, more love, more pleasure, more beauty, more sensuality, more play, more love, just more. Let's go for more. That's what I'm about, right? So when you tap into these beautiful truths, your goddess codes of pleasure and sensuality, sexuality and erotic power, sacred beauty, love and devotion, or abundance, when you really tap into these, you naturally step into your magnetic feminine power. So which one really spoke to you today? This might change every day. Which one do you know, yes, this is what I'm feeling. This is my code. I'm ready to step into it. And when you do, you just watch the world start to match your beautiful new codes, your frequency, the queen frequency. Watch how you show up differently. Watch how your sex shifts. Watch how the right man notices you. Watch how your man wants to just fill you with so much more love. Passion truly ignites. It doesn't begin with trying harder, becoming more, controlling your situations. You are asked to turn inward. Surrender to the parts of yourself that you've maybe denied. Which code have you denied? Which one is ready to awaken fully within you? So then you become a woman who is seen, desired, deeply felt, simply just by being you, unapologetically you. And this is power alive in your body, flowing through your presence. And I'm so here to guide you through this, of course, whether it is through my private mentorship. We can work through this on my exclusive group program. This is really your deeper invitation to go deep, to touch your turn on, ignite your erotic power fully. The wild, sensual, sexual, beautiful, radiant woman within you. I see her. Now you have to see her too. So gorgeous. Click the links below. I'll drop, all of my beautiful offerings for you to check out. And if you want to start this journey, make sure to sign up for my free program, Erotic Feminine Embodiment. Remember the goddess, Aphrodite, Venus of love. She's already inside of you. She's just waiting for you to just say, yes, I remember her now. And I'm here to support you in that beautiful initiation and process. Make sure to like this video if something moved deeply within you. Subscribe if you haven't already. And let me know in the comments. Let us all know. What are you saying yes to right now? Which code feels like a fuck yes? I'm claiming this right now. All right, my love. I'll leave you right there. Thank you so much. And I'll see you again in the next episode. Bye, beautiful. My name is Jessica Angelari. Mwah.